Doreen Wise, a prominent Houston businesswoman, founded Texas Center for the Missing after her son Gabriel went missing. As the search began, she was surprised by how few resources were available to families and how overwhelmed law enforcement was by the number of missing persons cases. Doreen was able to hire search and rescue teams and private investigators, but she wondered how families without resources found support for their ongoing searches. After 4 long months, Gabriel's body was found and the tragedy began again. Yet through that experience, Doreen became aware of the gaps in services offered to the families of the missing. She recognized a need to provide support to law enforcement and to educate the community on the issue of missing persons. So she began Gabriel's Gifts in the year 2000. 6 years later, we changed our name to Texas Center for the Missing. Today, we offer crisis intervention, prevention, and community education related to child abductions, runaways, internet lures, and endangered adults. We serve as the administrators of the Houston Regional Amber Alert System for the Houston-Galveston area and offer 24/7 support to those dealing with a missing child crisis. Our primary goal is still to provide care and support to the families of missing persons, but the complexity of this issue has also proven that prevention and education are key components to effectively helping families in our community. Because of this, we're dedicated to holistically addressing the issue of missing children and elderly through crisis support, education programs, law enforcement training, and Amber Alert issuance. We're currently seeking new ways to reach and serve the ever-growing population of the Houston-Galveston area through increased prevention programs and enhanced crisis support. In 2011, we trained local educators and law enforcement on how to deliver internet safety presentations in schools, and through that program, we've expanded our reach by 100%. As Houston continues to lead the nation in diversity, we're seeking new ways to serve our ethnic populations. We're going to add a bilingual case manager so we can offer more Spanish-specific services. We also want to keep up with Houston's booming population by growing our programs, resources, and funding to keep up with the demand for services from one of our nation's largest cities. Partnerships truly drive the effectiveness of our organization. We connect the families of missing persons, providing them with the resources and tools that are available. We partner with law enforcement agencies that want to expand their capacities, as well as with school districts that offer to host our internet safety presentations. Additionally, we offer a program called Train the Trainer, where our volunteers educate people about the issue of missing children and teach them about the services available within their communities. And finally, we partner with donors who are willing to show others that this issue is worthy of investment. In order to successfully tackle the issue of missing persons, we must strengthen these partnerships and build new ones with groups who will collaborate with us to grow our programs. We're able to address the complex issue of missing persons through collaboration with our partners and by our unique holistic approach. Our programs are built on person-to-person interactions with law enforcement, searching families, educators, community leaders, and students because of their support and deep care for the missing. Our programs are able to reach a broad range of demographics and need. By seeing the missing persons issue on a continuum, we're able to address both the causes and the results of missing persons cases. Prevention education and community preparedness ultimately allow us to more effectively serve or reduce the number of families in crisis. We measure our success through the numbers of lives we impact through our various programs. In 2011, we served nearly 6,100 children and over 5,000 adults. We have worked on over 600 missing persons cases. We've trained more than 3,500 law enforcement officers in our Amber Alert issuance, which has a recovery rate of 93%. That's one of the highest in the country. We also poll participants on the effectiveness of our internet safety trainings. As a result, we found that 90% of parents intend to increase internet supervision in their homes, and 87% of students intend to change or avoid risky online behaviors. As we continue to seek positive outcomes, we strive to increase the quality and quantity of our programs through our crisis intervention, prevention, and community education efforts. Many of our supporters are surprised to learn that the Houston Amber Alert receives no governmental funding and is the only regional program like it that's administered by a nonprofit. They're even more amazed when they discover that we have an outstanding recovery rate of 93%. Also, many people assume that law enforcement receives missing persons and Amber Alert training through formal education, which is sadly not true. We conduct the only Amber Alert training in the Houston-Galveston area. We also work as a liaison between local agencies so that search and rescue teams, canine units, and other tools can be deployed in any missing persons case within our region. But sadly, the largest misconception is the public's knowledge of the missing persons issue. Many people in the community don't understand the intricacies of the issue or what to do if they can't locate a loved one. It's a myth that you must wait 24 hours to file a report when someone is missing. They should be reported immediately, especially if they are children, because with that population, every second counts. We work to teach children, parents, educators, and community leaders about the missing persons issue so that if tragedy does strike, our community knows how to respond. Our largest accomplishment is undeniably the span of our reach in spite of our size. We're an organization of 3 staff, over 200 volunteers, and a $250,000 annual budget. That's a fraction of the size of many local nonprofits. Our Amber Alert trainings and Train the Trainer programs to teach internet safety presentations in schools began as pilot programs and are now industry standards. We've issued Amber Alerts for about 150 children and recovered them at a rate of 93%. Despite our humble size, we're changing the way our communities understand and address the issue of missing persons. Most people are unaware that, on average, 10,000 children are reported missing each year in Houston alone. The issue of missing persons is extensive and nuanced, and oftentimes, until the community is educated, most people are unaware of our need and the importance of their support. Additional resources would give us the ability to offer more in-depth services to the Houston-Galveston area, including expanding our casework load and demographic reach. We're currently raising funds to support a full-time bilingual case manager. This will increase our casework intake by 50% and allow us to more effectively serve Houston's diverse population. We're also seeking to grow all of our community services, including our internet safety and prevention programs, so more children and teens can learn to navigate the internet and real life carefully and responsibly. The problem of missing persons is a large and complex one, and there are still many gaps to fill. We'd be excited to develop a campaign targeted at teaching our representatives about this issue. We'd love to design a program where teens mentor younger kids on internet safety. We'd also like to implement an abduction prevention program for divorcing parents. With the growing diversity of our region, we'd like to extend our current capacities by serving communities outside of our current reach. There's still so much to do, but we're excited about all the ways in which our communities are becoming better prepared to support and respond to missing persons cases.